Welcome my dear students. Today we are going to be explaining your lab programs. I'm going to moving to your part B. Let us see what is a part B first program. Okay. Write menu driven program to accept a number, and we have to calculate reverse and sum of a individual digit. Reverse and sum of a individual digits to generate n Fibonacci numbers. So we have to generate n Fibonacci number. Okay, so this is your program. You are already familiar with reverse and sum of individual digit number, right? You have to enter a number. Then what is the logic you have to supposed to follow? While n greater than 0, n is equal to n percent, remainder is equal to n percentile 10, sum is equal to sum plus or sum plus remainder, n is equal to n by 10. This is the logic, right? And already you know what is the Fibonacci series. For I is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to n, if condition is true, right? Got it? You are doing the same logics, right? Let us see this program. Okay, so first I am writing import java.io.star. This is the package compulsory we have to supposed to use. Now I am writing the class. What is the name of the class? Reverse fib. What is the name of the class I am giving? Reverse fib. So afterwards open curly brace, you are writing the main method, public static void main string args. Public static void main string args throws exception. So for I am identifying any exception as arised in your main methods, what in your programs, it has to identify it and it has to give to the error notice to the user. Okay, so your program starts with the public static void main string args throws exception. Now afterwards you are writing the open curly brace. In the first you are creating an input object. What is the input object you are creating? DB, data input stream. So in the data input stream, DIS should be capital. DB is the name of the object for input stream, and you are creating, how you are saying it, you are creating by using the new keyword. Okay, new data input stream of system.in. Which class object, for which class you are creating the object? For the system.in class. Okay, for the system.in class you are creating the object as DB. Got it? And now you are taking the variable, one variable as a string s is equal to y. Your initialized string variable. What is the string variable here? S. What is the value you are assigning? As capital Y. Now you are writing one condition, while s dot equals, you are using built-in method s dot equals of small y or logical or s dot equals of capital Y. Whatever the value it may be, if it is a capital Y or small y, then this condition has to execute. Okay, first I am displaying one output statement. I am printing one format as it is, it will display. Now I am displaying one more output statement. If I enter 1, it has to calculate for the reverse and sum of a digit. I am displaying one more output statement. If I enter 2, it has to calculate for the Fibonacci number. So it is a menu driven program. I am doing menu driven program. Okay, now I am displaying one output statement. That output statement I am displaying as enter your choice. So we have to suppose to give our choice, right? So to enter our choice, we are taking choice variable int ch. Ch is equal to integer dot parse int. Please observe, before that db dot readline. What is the db dot readline method? You are reading the value from the keyboard, right? DB means input object, right? Readline method means you are reading the value from the keyboard. Whatever the value you are reading from the keyboard, it can be treated as a string. So if you want to process as 1 or 2, if you want to enter 1 or 2, then you are converting that readed string into integer. Okay, and you are storing in choice. In switch choice, we are writing the switch case choice. By using this switch case, you are executing your program. What is the aim of your program? The aim of a program is sum of individual digit number, and if you enter the choice 2 as a Fibonacci series. Now I am entering for the 1, right? If I enter from the keyboard as a 1, it is a string. It is converting into integer and stored in the choice ch. Okay, now I have entered ch, switch ch. How the condition will check? ch equal to 1. Ch equal to 1. Condition true. it will come to the case 1. It will come to the case 1. In the case 1, you are declaring the appropriate variable. In the case 1, you are declaring the required variable. What are the variables we require? For your first logic, remainder is required, that is the R, and you have to enter a number for n, and you have to sum of an individual digit for sum, and reverse of a number you are taking reverse. Actually, what is the question? Reverse and sum of a digit, right? We have to reverse it, and sum of the digit also we have to find it, right? So first I am displaying one output statement. That output statement is enter a value of n. Enter a value of n. You are entering the value of n. So where to enter the value of n? Through from the keyboard. So if you want to enter the value from the keyboard and you have to assign to that variable, then you are writing this statement. N is equal to integer dot parseInt. As we know, first you have to take this statement db dot readline. Whatever the value you are reading from the keyboard, it is string, you are forcefully converting into integer, right? Suppose if I enter it as a 1 to 1, 1 to 1 is a string, I am forcefully converting into integer and I am storing in n, correct? Yes. Now I am writing the condition while n is not equal to 0. What is the n value? 121, right? 121 is not equal to 0. Condition is true or false? True. If it is true, it will enter into the block. First I have to calculate the remainder. 121 percentile 10, 12 tens are, sorry, 10 12s are 120, remainder is 1, right? So remainder will be stored in your R. Remainder will be stored in your R. Next, sum. Already in sum we have assigned as 0, 0 plus R value. What is R value? 1. So now what is the new value of sum? 1. Now reverse is equal to reverse into 10. So what is the reverse value initially? 0. 0 into 10, 0 plus remainder. What is the remainder value? 1. Right. Now what is the new value of reverse? 1. So already n percentile 10, we got the remainder value, n by 10 quotient value. What is the quotient? 12. Correct? 121 by 10, what is the quotient you are getting? 12. So afterwards where the control will go? Control will come here while loop. Now what is the new value of n? 12. 12 is not equal to 0. Condition is true or false? True. If it is true, it will come here. 12 percentile 10. So what is the remainder? 2. Right? 10 ones are 10, remainder is 2, correct? Yes. So now remainder, it is consist of 2. Already sum, it consists of 1 plus remainder value. What is remainder new value? 2. 1 plus 2, 3. Where it will store? In sum. Next, reverse is equal to reverse into 10. Already in reverse 1 is exist. 1 into 10, 10 plus remainder value. What is the new remainder value? 2. 1 into 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So 12 where it will store? In reverse. 12 will be stored in reverse. Got it? And next, n is equal to n by 10. N is equal to n by 10. Already 12 percentile 10. What is the quotient? 1. Got it? So the new value of n is 1. And where the control will go? Control will come your while loop. While 1 is not equal to 0. Whether condition is true or false? True. If it is 1 is not equal to 0, condition is true, it will come here 1 percentile 10. 1 percentile 10 is 1. Where the 1 will be stored? In R. Sum is equal to sum plus R. Already in sum 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Right. New value of R is 1, right? 3 plus 1, 4. Got it? Yes. So 4 will be stored in your sum and reverse. Already in reverse it is 12. 12 into 10, 120. What is the R value now? 1. 120 into 10, 120, sorry, 12 into 10, 120 plus 1, 121. 121 will be stored in your reverse. And further continuation of your loop, n is equal to n by 10. Now n becomes 1. 1 by 10 is 0. 1 percentile 10 is 1, but 1 by 10 is 0. Right? So after the new value of 0, control will come to your while loop. It will check the condition. While 0 is not equal to 0, condition false, and it will skip, and whatever the output statement is exist, it will display. Right? What is the output statement? System.out.println, reverse of a number is reverse. So reverse is 121 only. Next, you are displaying system.out.println, sum of the individual digits is sum. So sum is 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3, 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, right? So sum is 4. Got it? So afterwards you are giving the break. Once the break is given, it will terminate the loop and it will come here. After the default statement, it consists of one more statement. Right here we have placed, do you want to continue? It will come to your default statement. Here it will come and ask, do you want to continue y or n? So you have to enter the choice. We have taken the string variable s, right? S is equal to db.readline. You are giving yes. If you give the s, once again it will come here, while s dot equals of y or s dot equals of y. It will check the condition. If the condition is true, once again it will display the menu. Already we have processed your first condition, and we are now moving to the second condition. What is the second condition? Fibonacci series. So we have to execute the Fibonacci series. It will ask for your choice. You have to enter the choice as 2. So for the case 2, we have to write the logic. Okay, so it checks switch 2 means 2 equal to 2 means it will come to the case 2. Okay, here case 2 it will comes. We have to execute according to the Fibonacci series. For the Fibonacci series, we require this much of variables: a is equal to 0, b is equal to 1, x, c, and next. What is the Fibonacci series? Adjacent of summation of adjacent numbers, right? Summation of adjacent number: 0 1 1, 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 1 2, 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 3 8, 8 plus 3 8 plus 5 13, 13 plus 8 21, right? Likewise, these are the Fibonacci series. As we know, we have learned this Fibonacci series. So now we have declared these variables for developing your Fibonacci program. Okay, now first I am writing one output statement: enter n terms. How many terms you have to identify the Fibonacci series? We have to enter. Okay, so enter n terms. It is displaying as it is, so we have to enter that n terms through from the keyboard db.readline. You are forcefully converting into integers, otherwise it will be treated as a string, and next you are storing in value x. I am giving it as a 5. 5 is enough. Okay, up to 5 or up to 10 as your wish, okay. Now x value is 5. Now Fibonacci of 5 n terms is, for that you are writing this logic. This is the logic for your identifying the Fibonacci series. For c is equal to 0, c less than x. What is x value? 5. Condition true. If condition is true, it will enter here. C less than or equal to 1. Whether condition is true or false. True. If it is true, in the next variable, already we have declared here next variable, right? In the next variable you are storing c value. What is the c value? 0. Afterwards it will skip this else block. It will print next value. What is the next value? It will print 0. It will print 0, right? Here it will print 0. Got it? This here not required. Okay, now it is displaying 0. Afterwards, where the control will go? Control will come here. C incrementation. Now c becomes 1. Now c becomes 1. 1 less than 5. Condition true. If the condition is true, it will enter here. 1 less than or equal to 1. Whether condition is true, true. If it is true, c will be stored in your next condition. Next here it consists of 1, and it will skip this else block, and it will be display this next value. What is the next value? Now 1. Afterwards, where the control will go? Control will come here, c, right? Now c becomes 1 plus plus 2, 2 less than 5. Condition is true, it will come here. 2 less than or equal to 1. Whether condition is true, false, it will come to the else block. Now here processing next. What is the a value? Please observe here, a is assigned one value 0, b is assigned as one value. A is 0 and b is 1. What is the a value? 0 and b is 1. What is the next value now? 1. A is equal to b means 0 will be replaced with 1, and b is equal to next 1 will be replaced with 1 only, right? Afterwards, where the control will come? Control will come here. It will print 1, right? Afterwards, where the control will come? Here the c incrementation. Now c becomes 2 plus plus means 3. 3 less than 5, condition true, it will come here. 3 less than or equal to 1, condition false, it will come here. Next is equal to a plus b. What is the new a value? That is 1. Plus what is b value? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 will be stored in your next. In a you are storing b value. B value is 1. It will be stored here. B is equal to next. Next value is 2. Right. Okay. Now you are displaying the next value. Next value is 2. Okay. Now C will be incremented. Now C becomes 3 plus plus 4. 4 less than 5, condition true. It will come here. A is already A is B value. B value is 1, and next B is equal to 2. A value is 1, B value is 2. 1 plus 2, 3. Next is 3. Right. So now A is equal to B. What is B value? B value already it is next, right? It is 2. Got it? And what is B value? B value is next. That is 2 plus 3, 5. Okay. So it will store 5. And if you display the next, it will display as 5. Okay. Okay. Next, it will come here. I have 5 less than 5, condition false. It will skip. It will skip and break. Got it? After the break, it will come here and it will checks. Do you wish to continue? If you want to continue, then you have to, please observe here we in the default we are giving this option, and it will checks. Do you wish to continue? It will ask for the continuation. If you give the choices 1 or 2, it will once again display the menu. It will ask for the choice, and you are executing for either Fibonacci series, whether for reverse and summation of a number or your Fibonacci series. Okay. Suppose if you enter the choice as n, you are skipping, you are exiting from your program. You are exiting from your program. Okay. Let me run this program. In part B, I am taking the program 1. Let me open with Notepad++. So this is your program, right? This is your program already we have written. Let me check what it will happens. Okay, how to save this file? With reverse fib. I'm copying and I'm taking file, save as. Where to save? In C drive, JDK 1.4 bin and Java. This is Java, right? Reverse fib dot Java. Save it and take your command prompt. Now log out cd/cd jdk 1.4 bin. Now java c reverse fib dot Java. Is there any error? No error. Java reverse fib. So now it is showing the menu reverse and sum of a digit. If I enter 1, it will ask enter the value for n. I am entering 1 2 3. What is 1 2 3? 3 2 1 will be the reverse, and the total is 6, right? So reverse of a number is 3 to 1, sum of the individual digit is 6. So once again it will display the menu, right? So after showing the menu, you have to enter your choice. I am entering it as a 2. Let me check for Fibonacci series up to 5. Now it is showing 0 1, 1 plus 1 2, 1 plus 2 3, right? Up to 3 it will display. It is asking for one, enter your choice. Now I am giving n. If I give the n, I can quit from the program. Okay, sorry, it has happened something. It is not n. Let me run your program and give your choice as a 3. If I give the choice 3, it is showing as invalid choice. Do you want to continue? If it is a share, do you want to continue? I will give as no. If I enter the n, it will come out of your program. Got it? So this is your first program, and now you should know how to do the documentation, right? Already you are familiar with the documentation, correct? Yes. How to do the documentation? CLS. Yes. How to do this documentation? Already you will copy and paste this program in your Word document, right? Control C, run. sorry, WinWord. Okay, new WinWord. Now first you have to set the page setup and margins, and go to the page setup option. Here you have to choose the paper is a A4, right? A4 and margins, and you have to set the gutter as 1. It is always better to take 1, and click the OK option. And now you know how to do this labels, right? As you know label, right? I'm not explaining this, you should know this. Okay, now take the font as the Times New Roman. Times New Roman, and it is 12 is enough. Okay, and yes, now name, your name, class, and register number, and you will write the program question, right? Yes, what is the program question? You will write part B, or it is better to always mention, copy and paste it, right? So afterwards you have to select it and remove the line spaces after paragraph. Now use the star. Yes, here it ends. Now you have to copy your program. Where is our program? Here it is there. I'm copying, I'm coming here and I'm pasting, right? So already I have pasted here. I do not have any, I am doing so I should not give any spaces. Yes, so while doing this program you should aware where it starts, where it ends. How many open curly braces and how many closing curly braces are very important. There is no spaces, right? Now I am showing you output, how to extract the output. Java C rev fib.java. So this is your program, right? And now run your program, Java rev fib. So it is showing like this. Now you give the choice as 1, enter the value for n, 235, it is showing, right? And choice 2 up to 10 you will give, right? It is showing, enter your choice. 3 invalid choice, do you want to continue? It will ask, I will give no, right? After this your program ends, right? Now you minimize it, you reduce the screen size by pressing the alt enter. Now you have to copy this, go to the prompt window, right click it and choose edit option and mark now. So how to mark? Select your screen, exact screen. Afterwards press the enter. If you press the enter, it has copied. Now paste it. That's it. So likewise you can create documentation for your programs. Okay, so likewise you can create your documentation. So rest we will adjust it. Got it? So like you can adjust it. Okay, so this is the preparation of documentation, and I have explained your first program. Hope you understand this concept, and this lab program also we will see in next class.